So welcome to another video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Grant.
And welcome to our April monthly debrief. And I'll be honest, I just spoke to someone and they were like, wow, I'm like just getting through your Buckeye Game Fest debrief. So he's got at least two other monthly debriefs and then this one. So
well, good for him. He has some stuff to look forward to then. And it's funny, we were talking about, as we were prepping for this video, we were like, well, what did we play in April? Well, the reality is nothing.
Spoiler alert.
Nothing.
That section of the video is going to be very short.
Because after Buckeye Game Fest at the end of March, we would get together and we'd shoot like a debrief video that would take 2.5 hours. And then we'd do 2 review videos and it would take 2.5 hours. And it'd be like, okay, I'm bushed.
And then it was like, shoot a monthly debrief, shoot another review video, because we just did so much.
Well, we did 14 games in March, which was enough for 4 months. And we shot videos on all of them. So I feel bad.
I don't.
But I still feel like we're doing a lot of wargaming stuff.
Yeah, we are. So
we're still doing it.
This particular video is sponsored by our good friends at Noble Knight Games, whose hat is proudly atop Grant's head.
This is my Xbox, or PlayStation hat.
Tell them why you wear a hat when you play the PlayStation.
Well, so it doesn't mess my hair up. But the hat messes my hair up more than the damn headphones. I don't know why I do it. I've just gotten used to it. So anyway, this is my Noble Knight hat.
So more from them later on. Love Noble Knight.
As we look around this bunker.
You cannot see.
I'm so glad that they can't see. We've got so many games that we've just gotten from Noble Knight. And I think I've said this the past 3 months. We have now 6 games from NAC War Games. Half of those came from Noble Knight. That's amazing. A new edition of Combat Eastern Front we have from Noble Knight Games. We're playing that this month, by the way.
Spoiler alert.
But it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, a bit more from them later on. So yeah, spoiler alert. What did we play in April? Literally nothing.
I played 2 solo games.
Sure.
I played Dice Commandos from Best with One. An amazing game. I'm enjoying it. I haven't done any video content on it, but I'm enjoying it. I also played 1940, The War in Europe from Worthington. The little travel, and I shot some videos.
Okay.
So you have those videos, but we have a lot of videos.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 games that I played solo. I pushed some counters around for some other games, but I'm not going to consider them played.
No, I had a big meeting at the beginning of May, and so I spent most of April like pretty intense at work. So I didn't do a lot of solo gaming. I did a good amount on rallying the troops though. I can always be counted on to play those. Playing in a bunch of Paths of Glory, playing in a handful of Imperial Struggle, got a couple of Verdun Steel Infernos that I played, and I'm so bad at that game.
I'm bad at all of them, but I have like 8 Paths of Glory games going.
Me too.
And I am finding that I can't. I make so many mistakes because I'm not in the whole, and I just kind of do snap judgments that end up costing
and
me.
it can do that.
And that's unfortunate, but I enjoy playing them. Whitney Milam, I wish he would just play you because he says you're a good opponent. I'm not a good opponent, so I'm terrible at it. But
I adore that. We've got, well, this is a bit newer, but usually there's a game of Time of Crisis going on that we're in. I play in some Pax Pamir as well on that platform, and I think in April we started it. Yeah, maybe not. I might be playing some more Hammer of the Scots. But that's a great platform. That's a way for me to get in a good amount of gaming.
And feel like we're still gaming even though we haven't.
Yeah, even when we're bogged down, doing lots of videos and things.
Well, and with the blog, it's kind of interesting. I write stuff on the blog and I still feel like I'm engaged and involved, even though we haven't been playing as much, which is a shame.
But I feel like we're also in a spot where we're like getting back to it, and we've got some good plans going. We played a great game today. We've got some great stuff coming up as well.
Yep.
So speaking of which, let's look forward to what we're going to play in May. So first up, we are going to play a prototype Crown and Courage from Tom Pett Games. We actually played this today. It's very good.
Amazing. It's right here.
This is a solitaire game, but we played it co-op because we do that a lot. And frankly, we're going to do that again later this month as well. This is a game about you as the Norwegians trying to have the king escape before the Germans occupy.
In 1940, yep.
And that sounds kind of weird as a game, but it's really, really good. It's very well done. You actually have like a good amount of like using your troops to like fight the Germans and block them and slow them down as you're trying to expeditiously literally get the king piece through the country and out. And there's all these mechanics that are wonderful, planning and executing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I look forward to playing this in May.
And it's in the vein of Halls of Hegra.
Yes.
Which was a game, 2 years ago? And was really excellent.
Yeah.
I think we have both decided, now we've only played this one time. I think we both decided game.
We're going to have only played this once.
Yeah. It's probably better than Halls of Hegra. It's more mature.
Yes, I think mature is the word for that.
I think the mechanics are more refined. I just think it creates a better game.
Yeah, you have much more agency
Yes.
and decision space as the player, and it is a lot. I really liked what we were doing in this one. So
Just as hard, just as difficult, but I think it's better.
yeah, like you said, it's a very mature game.
Yep.
And I look forward to him, in the next couple of years, do another one.
Yep.
And see kind of where we go with that. We're also going to play Napoleon at War Deluxe Edition from Decision Games. We'll pick one of the battles from here and give this a go.
This is the one we're going to do next, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We need to do that one next.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's probably going to have to be this Saturday.
Tomorrow or next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Okay.
Because
be fine.
I have Rockin' on Main
Yes.
the weekend of the Indianapolis 500.
We're also going to play Combat Eastern Front. And again, a solitaire game, but we're going to sit down together, we'll set up a map and basically just play it co-op.
Yeah.
Because that helps us, I think, not only to like both learn the game, which is helpful, because I have volumes 1 and 2 on a shelf.
I have Arnhem over there.
And you've got your own East Front one as well.
Yep.
So we learn it together, which is both helpful, but also like, I could sit here and like play a solitaire game and like, I've got my opinions, I learned solitaire, it's great. There's nothing better than sitting down with someone, you grok it together, you bounce ideas off, you have a discussion about, why did they make this design choice? Why did they do this particular development thing? And it's like, instead of just you like, I guess they did it because of this, or like, I kind of hate that. You have to reason with someone else in the room and be like, okay, maybe that is pretty cool, or like, I hadn't thought about this, or what? Yeah. You discuss tactics. I enjoy doing these solo games co-op.
And I think it goes back to many, many years ago, you wrote a series of Why You Game articles. One of those things was the social aspect.
Oh yeah, huge.
As much as I love solitaire gaming, I love to go in my little room and turn my little lamp on and hunch over the table and play for hours by myself. It's better to play those games with you.
Well, and also
even though they're solo.
You're going to see later on in this video how many competitive games we play.
Oh yeah.
And so this is just like, it's just a different dynamic.
Yep.
Where it's not like head to head and I'm trying to like hide all the information from you. We actually get to talk all the stuff through without being like, hey, we're going to discuss this game mechanic, and in doing so, like, I'm going to talk through the strategy that would be used to employ that, and then that's going to hurt me. So then I'm like, I don't want to say that to you because I'm going to then lose the game.
Well, and we do
but
that.
I need to because you need to understand it so we can talk about it.
And we do that all the time. I think when we play games, it really is about experiencing and understanding the game. Winning is just a side effect.
I think
because we do that all the time. Hey, Alexander, I got to show you this code because I need to better understand this. And
like,
how are we going to do that?
You need to know I can do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think, unfortunately, that's just a function of, not unfortunate, but I think about things like Combat Commander. When we play Combat Commander, it's on.
Well, because we've played it so many times, we're intimately familiar with it. It's a competition. It's about winning the match.
But there like never was a time where it was like we were doing that. I think we're both much more mature, and we're doing this not necessarily to best each other, but to give like to learn, to have a great experience, and to be able to relay what you guys can do to each other.
Yes.
So that dynamic's changed a little bit, but it's also, it's a great, doing the solo games co-op, we have the opportunity to do it, especially when it's a big one like this. There's lots to digest.
Yeah.
Digesting it with two people is always easier.
Well, and like you said, we have 3 or 4 other volumes that once we play it together and learn it and really understand it, I'm going to go home and play Arnhem.
And people rave about these.
Yeah.
People love the combat. I've got, God love him, I got a guy in my inbox, shout out, he does, I won't say who it is, but he has been asking me to play combat since volume 1, for years.
Begging us to play
it. I'm doing it for you, and you know who you are. But I think those are the big ones.
That'll get us through the end of May. We have 2 more weekends.
And if there's anything else, we will also do it.
Well, the other thing that we have talked about is maybe Aces of Aces or Ace of Aces.
Yeah, the Powerhouse series, the new one from Mr. B Games.
That's a 15-minute
I've got it over there, but it's too far to reach. But if we can squeeze that in, we'll definitely do that as well.
And we also started Rex Britannorum from Shakos like 3 weeks ago. And we kind of ran out of steam because we had done 3 or 4 videos and decided to put it away. That's another game I'd like to
we'll crack that back out at some point.
We've got a ton.
Yes, but I think that's everything that we're looking forward to in May, really. Any solo gaming for you, or is it?
I've got a couple of things set up, and then I'm trying to... So I'll talk about them later, but I've got 5 or 6 new ones. I've got some print and play games from Solo War Game that I want to play. Fliegerkorps is one.
Okay.
Which is you're managing a German arm of the Luftwaffe in the Battle of Britain and North Africa, and a couple of very fun looking little game. And then I've also got Crusades, which is also by that Solo War Game, but I've been grokking it, and I need to just sit down and play them. I need to get off my dead rear end and play something.
Me too. I got Black Flight. I got a couple other things. I'm like, I should just do it. Just suck it up and do it.
I'm just running out of time in life, I feel like. My life has really gotten busy recently because my daughters are in 2 separate things that seem to have contradicting times and locations, and it makes it...
So someone's always at something.
Orchestra and tennis right now, and it is just crazy.
Yeah, see,
it's just insane.
We're about to hit the summer holidays, which means I will not be back in this basement because I can't leave my kids upstairs unattended.
You'll be working out.
So I'm working upstairs. It's just a different vibe for the next few weeks.
But the other thing I would say is it's getting into summer. I'm thinking about going to Origins for one day, right? I'm going to WBC with Mike Heckman, our friend from St. Louis. You're unfortunately going to be in...
I'll be in Europe.
Not unfortunate. You'll be in the south of France, and I don't think you'll have
I'll be on the beach in Montpellier.
Make sure you go see some of those sites down there. Because there's several...
I've got a day out planned at one of the big Roman amphitheater that's down there and stuff,
amazing.
At least.
But you're close to Montelimar. You're close to a lot
of it.
Maybe you're not. Anyway, south of France. But then WBC, and then we are going to the GMT Games.
Yes.
250th anniversary of the American Revolution in Camden, South Carolina in September. So I've got like 3 things planned out in the next couple of months. What are the dates for that? Well, we already paid, so we better...
Yeah.
I want to say it's like the 20th, something like that. We gotta get flights.
Yeah, we do.
We got to do all that. Okay. But anyway, there's some big gaming coming up, and the year's not over. We got 7 months left in the year, and we got a hell of a lot of games to play.
Yes.
We got to get to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make that work. Don't worry.
What do you mean you'll make your work? We already paid.
Yeah, I know.
You better make it work.
I think I got a work thing around there as well. But I think I can front load it before that.
All right.
Instead of after.
We committed to going to this.
Oh no. We're good. I got a lot of other things. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta remember. I gotta put that on the calendar. Anyway, I look forward to what we've got going on in the rest of May. I think there's some good solid games, and we also organised a commitment to ourselves that we're going to play a few of these NAC War games that we've recently bought. So look for those throughout the rest of the year as well.
Well, and in June we have our second play of Imperial Elegy from VUCA Simulations.
Yes, that's
a full
organised.
6 players.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got everyone lined up. 1, 2.
Yeah, it's on the 20th of June, so it's a couple months away. Yeah. But we're looking forward to that, and I'm very excited about that.
Yes. Yeah, there's lots of good gaming in the future, that's for sure. So I think next up we are going to anything on Kickstarter, crowdfunding, or anything like that?
I know that there were a couple that just ended. Flying Pig Games did a redo of their Volume 2 and I think 3
Yeah.
of Old School Tactical, but I think those wrapped up. And then still going, I believe, is the campaign for Jersey, New Jersey from Forum Square Games.
Okay.
Do you remember that system with Napoleon Bonaparte in Egypt?
Yeah, the
very cool Limits of Glory.
Limits of Glory, that's the one.
There's a double game. It's called Jersey, New Jersey. So Jersey is a reference to the island off the coast of France that has been argued over between Britain and France for millennia.
It's not an argument.
Well,
none of them speak French.
so there was an invasion there.
Yeah.
And the game covers that. Very cool. Then New Jersey is literally the New Jersey campaign, the crossing of the Delaware during the American Revolution. The second game in that series is called A Strong War, and it is the French and Indian War.
Using the Limits of Glory series.
No, it's different. It's a new system.
Interesting.
And it looks amazing. There are written interviews on the blog, and they all look really good. So very much looking forward to. I have backed both of those, and look forward to those at the end of the year.
Nice. Yeah, and I think I backed maybe it was a couple of days last month. Gosh, it feels the desert expansion for Company of Heroes 2, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. We had the Dune War of Arrakis expansion deliver.
We need to play that too sometime.
Yeah,
soon.
Desert War, that's exciting too. But I think that's it for crowdfunding at least. So let's have an official word from our sponsor, Noble Knight Games.
Here at Noble Knight Games, we've been carefully growing the world's largest selection of board games, role-playing games and dice, war games, miniatures and paints, card games, and more, going on 25 years now. Our rustic castle contains more game and hobby goodness than you can shake a stick at, complete with careful packaging and the finest customer service the land can provide. You can buy, sell, trade from anywhere in the world, just like nature intended. Noble Knight Games.
So that was, first off, a huge shout out to Noble Knight Games. They literally keep the lights on, they help keep this channel supported, and they provide a wonderful service for the hobby.
Well, I think we mentioned this maybe a couple of months ago, but our father-in-law divested himself of all of his games.
Yeah.
And he sent them to Noble Knight, and they sent money back, and he was pretty excited. And their business model is that they'll buy a whole bunch of games, and they know they'll sell them over the next 3 to 10 years.
And they have a big old warehouse to store them in.
Added a new big old warehouse. So
and you can either ship them, or if you're local-ish to
you can take them.
Fitchburg, Wisconsin, is that it?
Yep.
You can drive them up in, unload your car, and they'll do it right there.
Take about an hour and a half or so, and you can shop their retail.
At an hour and a half, if it's like 50 games. If you take in just a handful of games,
they'll be like,
20 minutes. There you go.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, Noble Knight. Also a great commercial, by the way.
I love their stuff.
It's brilliant.
The knight and the armor, it's just amazing. Water and the plants and the games, and just fun.
So
Picking the game.
the main topic of today's monthly debrief is one that some of these games have appeared on the channel before, but we want to talk about operational games.
Yeah, we're kind of finishing up the trilogy of strategic, tactical, and now operational.
We've done a debrief on tactical war games. Go watch that. We did one on grand strategic games. Go watch that. And now we're going to talk about operational games, which scale-wise sits right in the middle of those two things. Tactical guys, literally, here's my guys fighting through a bush into a house, right? Grand strategy is, here's the entire map of the world or the entire map of Europe. I think, Axis and allies, unconditional surrender.
Thousands of troops. Hundreds of different armies and formations.
And then operational games, in World War II, they started to name things. Operation XYZ, right?
Yeah.
So anything that's got that kind of a naming convention, that's broadly what's going to show up here. We've got a few other games that outside of that period that have either a similar feel to them or reasonably a similar scale. We're doing the same kinds of things that we're going to also talk about today. So
most of the games, though, I think we're covering today are World War II.
It's a lot of World War II stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the other part of that is Well, I think that's because World War II operational games are very, very, very good because they showcase that particular scale really well. You get a good amount of like maneuver, you get supply, you get maybe perhaps orders and formation commands, and it's very clear typically what it is you're trying to do goal-wise.
Yeah.
Most of these are not sandbox games.
Right.
You would be hard-pressed to say that about most of what we're going to show you today.
Yeah, to me, the strategic level is more your sandbox games.
Yeah, you can
You have
prosecute it
some-
how you want,
Yep.
or historically.
Yeah. These operations typically, it literally is a snapshot of a historical event, Operation Barbarossa or
Market Garden.
Overlord. They picked this, a 6-week battle, and they're giving you the troops and the formations and the setups that mimic history, and you're trying to execute those either better than, the same as, or sometimes less than, right? So let's first talk about the scale of operational. We kind of had this.
Yeah.
So once again, not the entire global theater. It's a specific battle or a campaign in that
Yes.
theater.
Usually.
It is also typically, we talked about this, battalion level.
Broadly speaking, yeah, the pieces are battalions or the very smallest
Companies.
Some companies,
And
and those are usually supports or
Yeah,
specialists.
you might have like a support group of, I don't know, mortar teams or
Yeah.
something, and you throw those in. But it's typically that battalion
Yeah.
structure, right? Which means several hundred men and
Yeah, and you're
You
and you're organized, into regiments and things like that. But you're doing it at a scale where it's not your NCOs aren't on the board.
Yeah.
You never see that.
Yeah.
It's not platoons. It's not squads. And it's rarely companies. Sometimes, but mostly rarely. And but you also get it at a scale where it's not just like, here's my Panzer army. Okay. What is that? You'll get, especially in a lot of these, especially in like the Simonich ones.
Yeah.
You at that scale, you still get a very large differentiation within armor and guns and artillery as well.
yeah, types, right? Like tank destroyers, Stugs. I mean, all
Yeah.
those different types.
The
of
difference between
functional-
Panzer IIIs and a squadron of Tigers is very different.
Yeah.
And that will
and
show
they
up in...
show up different in their unit
Yeah.
number, their statistics, their combat values, their movements, ratings,
So
all of those.
it's a
things.
great balance between that tactical detail
Mm-hmm.
without getting into like +1 for shooting through a hedge.
Yeah.
Like that most of that's fudged. Terrain will be a factor,
Mm-hmm.
usually in movement, and sometimes line of sight. But like you're moving your guys, and you're looking your big lines of battle,
Yeah.
or encirclement and flanking. You'll get reinforcements coming from perhaps a totally different angle,
Yeah.
in a way that it isn't just like a guy that shows up with a machine gun.
Yep.
You're commanding at a much higher level, so you have different concerns, and I think that's one of the things I really love about operational games is the focus of them. You have a goal, and you have this big old army, and you've got to go do it.
Yep.
And you're going to play for anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, and by the end of it, you've done what you set out to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to some of the big grand strategic games, it's kind of like whatever. They can either take forever to play, and it's kind of like I can do whatever I want. Or the tactical games, where it's like it's kind of up to you. You got to take some guys, you got to kill a bunch of guys, but if everyone dies, it's over.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I've grown to love an operational game.
Yeah. Well, I think about it a lot of times. To me, it's the reaction concept or the action concept. And what I mean by that is in a tactical game, every decision matters. I'm going to move here. You open up a hole, you create a problem, you use this terrain. It's that. Operational is a little higher than that. You don't have quite as much maneuver or quite as much reliance on little things. You can react a lot better than you can in a strategic level game.
Yeah.
When you have a breakthrough in a strategic level game,
You're collapsing.
that can be really bad. Whereas in an operational game, I've got guys in reserve, or I've got a division or two in the back kind of waiting for that.
Or I can close my line and
Yep.
cut their supply, and they can't do anything.
Yep, so you can't go too far.
Whereas in a tactical game, if I can send my one guy break
gotta
through
run.
your lines and he shoots everyone in the back, there's no consequences if he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas I can't, most of these, I can't send this one, motorized company charging through
10
with their great
spaces, yeah.
movement and then kill everyone in the back. I just close my line, they're out of
cut
supply,
off. Yeah,
and
they're
they can't
done.
do anything. So you have to play them very differently.
Yep.
And that brings you to a level of command that I enjoy decision-making wise, where it's like, cool, I have to make a plan and execute a methodology.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to use my units to the best of their abilities to really crack a nut. Instead of, it's very hard to do these freewheeling. It's very difficult to do that, because you shouldn't.
Yeah. You've got to go into them with a plan and execute that plan, but then have enough flexibility to adjust your plan based on what is going on.
Yeah.
I also feel like they have a lot more maneuver, right? There's a little more maneuver and freedom of movement than, say, a strategic level game. You just don't really have that. Here you do. And I like that. So that's kind of the scale discussion. And a lot of times, and like you said, in World War II, it was Operation Blank.
Yeah,
And then they
tell
make
you
a
up
game
front.
on it. And that's why it's called operational, I think. It's got some of that.
Yeah, you are
reason
trying to
there.
engage in a specific campaign or action to do a thing, to reach a set goal.
Yeah.
And you will either do it or you won't do it. And then you get to hypothesize what would have happened in a what-if scenario as well.
Well, and I also feel operational games are more so the simulation than maybe strategic or tactical.
Yeah,
To me, you really are getting the historical constraints and opportunities and options in the operational that are too small for a strategic level game, and then you're so small at a tactical level that you don't care about those things.
Yeah.
So to me, that's really where the simulation value is going to come through, is in that operational. And here I am trying to talk like I know what I'm talking about. We know what it feels like to play these games. Somebody out there's going, that's not what it's called, and I get that. But it's what it feels like to me when I play those operational games.
Yeah, I think in a good operational game, it is usually harder to have a stupid outcome.
Right.
Whereas in
A weird outcome.
in a tactical game, anything can happen. That's the reality of it.
Do you remember that, speaking of tactical, one of the scenarios we played in the original Combat Commander Europe, I was the Russians, you were the Germans, and I literally ran 2 units right up the gut.
Yeah, with the...
A quarterback sneak.
And I think it was a satchel charge into my trench,
Yep.
and everyone died.
Yep, and I literally...
And just ran over my
I had
units
the
a lot.
movement cards that I needed, and I don't think you ever got them. So you could never react and cut me off, and I ran right up there and I pitched it in, and it was like, oh, it's over.
And people are going to say, oh, that's Combat Commander, that's why it sucks. No. Tactical games allow you to do that kind of thing, right? You can get it, crazy things can happen in any tactical game.
Yeah.
Is the reality of it. That's just an extreme example. And then conversely, you'll get at a grand strategic
Combat
level.
Commander doesn't suck.
I agree.
I don't care what you say.
But at grand strategic level, you can get kind of goofy things that happen as well, right?
Yep.
It's easy for that kind of thing to, in a good operational game that is typically built as a model for what happened, it's usually harder for that to happen.
So your units are all crushed up together. You make a mistake here, you can cover it up a little bit with the units next door.
You have the forces they had.
Yeah.
And something in Axis and Allies is I can just build all bombers.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
You can't do that in these games, right? That's not on the cards. So these are much more simulative.
Yeah.
And I think that's a positive thing. So let's start with the good old classics here.
Yeah.
The Simonich, his 40X series.
Well, we're just going to line all these up. We're not going to talk necessarily about them individually. Each of them has their merits. The best one of the bunch is Holland 44. I don't care what anybody says.
I am inclined to agree on that.
That was the one. And maybe it's the operation. Maybe it's the experience we had that day. And But this is the 40X series, right?
There's a couple others, but yes.
Yeah, these are classic operational games. You have mimicked an operation of history. Here you have the Battle of the Bulge. Here you have Operation Overlord. Here you have Crusader. Many of
Yeah,
those.
this is a couple in here.
Couple of the different. Holland 44, Operation Market Garden. Stalingrad 42.
I don't know the name of that one.
It's one of the breakouts, right? But Salerno 43. These are all specific, I don't know, 2 to 4, maybe month campaigns.
Oh, if that. Most of them are, some of them are much shorter.
Well, I mean, the Ardennes is like 6 weeks, 5 weeks, right? I mean, December 15th through second week of January. It's a month. Not even 30 days. But these cover a lot of those major campaigns in World War II. We don't have every single one of them here. I've got, what's the other ones we have? I'm drawing a blank.
The France 40.
Which we haven't played yet. That's probably why I didn't
does
bring
that
it.
also have Poland in it as well?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, I might have been thinking of someone else.
I don't think so. But anyway, this is a classic operational system.
Yeah.
I happen to love the mechanics used here.
Which are classic mechanics.
Yeah. To me, the two that stand out are the desperate defense, used in every single one of these volumes. And then the other one is the Sachbond, the concept of smaller number of units on the board. So therefore you have a bond between hexes that may not be adjacent, but the units are on either side of it. Nothing can penetrate that bond without driving that unit back. So those to me are the two really interesting mechanics in this series and in these operational games. But these are some of the best wargaming experiences that we've had.
And again, when you set these up, it's very obvious what you have to do.
Yeah.
So and again, these are also typically very famous actions.
Yeah.
So most people know about it anyway, but it's like, you set up Holland 44, great. Here's 30 core on all of my tanks. I got to drive up this one long road across the whole map. There's a section, here's the 82nd, here's the 101st, and here's the 1st Paras.
Yeah.
I have to link up with every single one of those, one after each other. That's the game.
Yep.
I know what I have to do. So I'm not sat there trying to figure out, what in the hell am I trying to do? I'm immediately just playing the game. I've got the mechanics going, and we're doing it.
Yep.
And I think that's what I really love about this series and operational games, period. The goals are very clear. Here's your units. You're not worried about production and, political will back home and all these spinning plates. You're just like, moving my guys.
Yep.
I got
Moving and fighting.
I got to keep them in supply. We're moving and we're fighting and we're taking ground and we're reinforcing and we're getting our replacement points in.
Yep.
Taking care of business.
Yep.
Holland 44 does that in droves. It's really good. I think, oh gosh, might be controversial. I think my second favorite in this series is North Africa.
I love the North
I
African one.
adored North Africa. Now, it is the most complex in this series.
Well, and the supply rules are totally different too,
and that's
which is
why-
also cool. And the Sachbond is
Basically
totally
doesn't exist.
different. Yeah.
This is the most divergent,
Yep.
but good gracious, did I love it.
Yep. I also really like Salerno 43.
I
had a
enjoyed
blast with this one.
This one's the shortest.
It is.
Very quick if you want to learn it. Stalingrad 42 is excellent.
Yep.
Because it can be a one mapper or it can be like a four mapper.
Yep.
It can be freaking huge. But what's great is it's the Russian steppes, right? It is a massive map that is basically flat and there's some rivers. And you will have huge lines of Zoc-bonded units.
Yep.
And then the Russians will have some units.
Yeah.
And that's, so you're getting I think the most out of this, the Zoc-bond system is full on display here. It's really, really good. Normandy 44 is a classic.
Oh, so good.
But again, you set it up, you know exactly what you have to do. Land my guys, link up, push out. And the Germans are like, stop that.
Yep. The thing that I love the most about this game was after we played and we visited Normandy this past fall,
Yep.
the road, right?
We drove on that road.
We drove on that road, and I went back to my phone as we were driving, and I was looking at the pictures of that map, and I'm like, yeah, we fought tooth and nail over that road, and now I saw why.
Yeah.
Right?
And it was that little road.
Yep. And it was a lifeline to get off the beach. If the Germans can stop you there, the invasion's going to stall, fail out.
They can't link up and
Yep.
get all their supplies and cohesion.
Ardennes 44, it's a race for Bastogne,
Yes.
which I think is awesome. I love how Bastogne is surrounded from the get-go in that game, and it's like very tough going for both sides. And if the Americans don't burst through and relieve them, it can get very, very ugly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. This one is very big.
Oh, it's a big game.
This has
yeah.
a lot of units in it.
I think Stalingrad's pretty big
Stalingrad's
too.
big too. These are the two like massivest
This
ones.
one I was surprised that it wasn't bigger than it was.
Well, I think that's why this is as popular as it is.
Because
it's
it's
a one
playable.
mapper
Yep.
and it's playable in
Yep.
an evening. Salerno fits that.
Yep.
Holland is a bit longer.
It's one
a bit
map,
more
but it's
of
a
an-
big map.
It's
got
like a
two
map
maps.
and a
Yeah.
little bit. But this is
such a
more
good
of an
game.
all dayer.
And this game, I think of all of them, errors can be made that make it really, really tough on both sides.
you can figure out if you can win or not pretty
quick.
quickly.
And it has a lot to do with whether you actually take the bridges and get set up before the counterpunch comes.
You've got to make progress, and that can be challenging.
Yeah.
But it's a stunning game. But all of these are really great.
Yep.
All very good games.
Very
and
good
very
games.
good examples of a good operational game.
And beautiful games too. They have it.
And whilst North Africa does have a pretty intense supply scaffold, the rest of them don't.
Yeah.
You just have to be able to trace back through roads to your supply points. It's a consideration, but it's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a whole bunch of work. Next up, we will talk about, in very similar vein, some
Dark
World War II
series.
goes, the Dark series.
I also think North Africa is really good in this.
No, that was very good at this.
I didn't play this one. You played this one solitaire.
So-
but
These ones are less operational. They just cover a much broader scale.
well, this one literally is like the entire 1,100-mile
Yes.
stretch from west to east.
And
So,
this is the entire East Front from start to finish.
yeah, so a little more strategic.
But you are like,
Yeah.
the reality of this game is you are doing Operation Barbarossa. And if you don't succeed at Operation Barbarossa, just put the game back in the box. So you are executing Operation Barbarossa and trying to do that as best you can. And if you can do that to a really good level, then you also happen to get to play the rest of the war.
Yeah.
If you don't, you can insta-lose by the end of Barbarossa, or you're in such a crappy position that you will lose. So, just kind of back it up.
Yeah.
Is the reality of what this is. So, these ones, the Dark Summer,
I
however...
mean, they're still operational. They're just on the larger side of the operational.
Yeah, this is the whole war.
I
though.
know, yeah.
Whereas, the Dark Summer, this is
It's also one map.
yeah, and it's much more of you do Overlord and you do a little bit after that.
Yep.
So it's a bit longer and a bit bigger, but this is...
Well, compare the size of the boxes. That kind of gives you a little bit of a feel. This is a much, much bigger war game.
And whilst these are perhaps more campaign games, they feel operational in the mechanics that you're doing.
Yeah.
The stuff you're doing in here, you're doing in here, but these are chit pulls, so you pull a
Yep.
chit out, you activate that formation, nice and easy. These have their own different supply considerations, which play out quite differently. This one's got a great weather mechanic. It's one of my favorite weather mechanics.
Well, and it also has the Cherbourg Peninsula kind of
Off-map box
abstracted,
thing.
which is very interesting.
This one you have to, you have to build railroads.
Yep.
And change the gauge as you
Yep.
go along, and that
As you move, yep.
that's your supply heads or the rail heads, and then you can throw from there. So these have a bit more going on, but these
A little
are
more strategic stuff there, but
a little bit, but the reality is this you have to do Barbarossa, and you do it as Barbarossa. And then after Barbarossa's done, after that first winter, you basically reassess and see where you are. That's where your high mark is, and you say, "These are my victory points. This is where I have to keep, and this is where I can't get to." and you could throw the towel there if you need to.
Got it,
So
it becomes
it's
obvious.
such an important part of the game that it feels like this is an operational game. This one's much more than this one is like, this is an operational game in a box. But yeah, these are wonderful games from Ted Racer and GMT. There is also The Deadly Woods, which is
Revolution Games.
Revolution Games.
We own that.
It's a Bulge one. Yep, it's over
We just
there.
haven't played it.
It's the same system, but I think GMT couldn't squeeze it into the schedule, so they just Revolution made it.
Those kind of things are weird to me. You have a very solid system. Just make the fourth game in it. So anyway, you got I'll put that one over there. Excellent system series. Very much enjoy it. Let's do some non-World War II.
Sure.
For just a moment.
So real quick, we're going to talk about Operation Silver Bayonet.
See, I feel like this one's more tactical.
I understand that, but this is Operation Silver Bayonet.
I know.
And I understand.
But it definitely feels tactical.
It can do. If you play the whole thing, and not just the little scenarios, you're playing an operation.
Got it.
And you're playing the kind of thing where you are choppering in all of your guys from around, and that gives you this great operation where you literally load them up and you fly them in and out, and you're landing
and
them.
maybe that's maybe the reason that I feel like it's more tactical is when we played our first time.
Yeah, we played one of the little scenarios.
We used like one of the cards.
And you just played just this.
And it had like 15, 20 units aside. But it was a really meaty game.
It's
I
very
remember it was
meaty.
like 12 or 15 turns.
Yeah.
But it felt decidedly tactical.
But normally, you put up your little thing and you hide your air points behind this, and you're flying stuff, and you play this whole campaign on this big board. And
this is a great game.
And the Yardrang Valley is like just a part of the whole operation. It's really, really good. I really like this. I also like this as a piece of nostalgia, because Silver Bayonet was one of their very first games that they ever did. This is the 25th anniversary edition. And at the time, in 2016, I think it was when I got this, the P500 for this thing was, I'm pretty sure it was $25 for the 25th anniversary.
That's crazy.
It was either $25 or it was like $35. But either way, it was the best deal of a new war game I've ever gotten.
My guess is this would be about $55 now on P500.
Probably. But it was I have played this, we played it, I take this to work and set up those little tactical cards, but as an operational game in Vietnam, you will play Silver Bayonet, big old map, and you will be flying your choppers out, deploying to this LZ, deploying to this one, fighting the NVA and the VC regulars off of these mountains and out of these woods. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. This, to me, is one of the finest Vietnam War games I've played.
And I understand what you mean when you say it's tactical, because you will play at your smallest units are at the company level, and it feels tactical.
It does.
Where you're literally like moving through different layers of types of trees, and you've got those cohesion checks for the NVA to see if they even do a coordinated assault. Fire your like artillery. There's like offensive fire, defensive fire, second defensive fire, second. There's all these different layers of when you use things, but it's a wonderful game.
It is. Let's do Blind Swords.
So yes,
A very fine system.
so we got the blind swords. These are battles, right? Or parts of the battles.
Yeah.
First day. And if you think about it, a Civil War battle is the apex of an operation, if you would think about it that way, right? They probably would call it like, it's a campaign. That's probably a bit longer, but like Gettysburg, you fight a battle for 3 days, and there was all that maneuver beforehand. But an operation in a World War II sense, something like Market Garden, just doesn't exist in the same way in the ACW.
It's a different war, 100 years.
Yeah.
Not 180.
But games like these, at this scale, where you have various different brigades, and you're activating your commanders, and they're issuing their orders, and they've got different, depending on how well they activate, what can they do? And it's moving and shooting, making sure that your lines have good integrity, you're fighting over geographical points, moving across a map. You'll have very defined goals. So whilst technically they might not be like
Steve.
operational, they feel operational within this setting.
Yep. Well, and you already, this is Chit Pull. It's just a really great system. These are both designed by Steve Carey, Shiloh and Gettysburg. The system, though, was created by Herman Luttman.
Yeah.
I think he did the first, 7 or 8 volumes. I looked at mine the other day. I have 8, 9, and 10. So we were...
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all. Those are the 3 that I've got.
Oh, I thought you had more.
So 8 and 9, you don't have, but you have 10, and I have 10. I don't know how that happened, but it is what it is.
I need 2,
1,
7. I've got 1.
You've got 1 in a bag.
1 is in a baggie there, yeah.
You need 2 and 7 to complete the collection.
Okay.
And then we need to get busy because it's a really good series.
But yeah, these
Very
are,
much enjoy.
if you like ACW games,
Yep.
this is kind of an operational style that you'll get out of it. And you could be like, oh, it's just a battle. It's not, though.
And this is volume 11 and 12. And I think they have the volume 13 is currently in, I can't remember which battle it is, but
Yeah, I don't
anyway,
remember.
13 volumes in a series.
Still going strong.
Means it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
While we're on ACW, let's talk about this one. And this one we had a big discussion about.
So these are the battles, and these are the campaigns.
Yeah.
So this is the closest thing to operational that you're probably going to get, is this kind of a game.
In the ACW.
Yes. And there's a whole bunch of them.
Yep. Right here.
But I think these are good examples because Thunder in the Mississippi is like a medium-length campaign, and On to Richmond 2
Huge.
is very, very, very long.
Yep.
But if you think about, the length of this campaign, I want to say it was...
It's like 50 turns.
60 or 70 turns?
Yeah.
I can't
This
remember.
one's like 100, right?
This one is like 130.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like 60 turns, and I think about something like, Stalingrad 42. That's not dissimilar turns-wise.
Sure. Yeah.
And each of the turns is a day in
Yep.
this one as well. So like,
Yep.
you're looking conceptually at similar time. You're looking at one army against one army, typically, or sections of an army against an army, but usually it's an army against an army. And you're doing those same kinds of things. Usually you're much more focused in a small area. You just, the scale's a little different. But you're moving your army across a map, and you're trying to keep yourself in supply, and they all have different supply rules depending. So you're like trying to get counties by taking the county seat, then the county provides you supply, and you move on to the next one. So you're moving across the board, positioning yourselves to get into battles. You're trying to maneuver and outflank each other in the same way that you would a lot of these other operational games. I do stuff, you react to it. Oh, the momentum shifts a bit, you move some bits, I then have to take some kind of defensive action. That give and take at this scale, it gives you a similar feel to a World War II operational game.
These games are not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And it really boils down to that roll off every single turn. I just hate it. Isn't that weird?
A little bit.
Because actually there's some good stuff in there. I've actually enjoyed these games when I just don't like that freaking roll off. And it bugs me so much.
And
why does it bug me so much, Alexander?
I don't know.
Does anyone else feel the same way out there?
I think some people do.
It just seems unnecessary.
But fans of the game do not.
I know.
Because you don't like this game if you don't like that, right?
Yeah.
Like no one's like, oh, I love the system, but I hate that. That doesn't exist.
I don't know. I don't get that.
But I think those playing a battle is great. You get the same combat feel as an operational game. Because I'm going to be honest, in the GCACW, the combat is whatever. It is at best fine. That's not what those games are about. Those games are about the maneuver and the supply and getting yourself to where you need to be in good order and managing
it's
your army.
Keeping your unit in good fighting shape, I think, is more important than some of the other
Whereas this is about great fighting. And having good tactics. So, because you just don't have a true operational scale and game, it could be, in other time periods, especially the older you get, it's really hard to get operational games in the same way. You just didn't have the same kinds of action. So, but these are a good example of fudging the same feel.
Sure.
What you can get out of those.
Yeah.
Because there's value in it.
Yep. While we're on a non-World War II, right?
Yes.
I brought this one. I think this is operational, right?
Yeah.
I think it's an operational level game.
Yeah.
So, At Any Cost, Metz 1870, Franco-Prussian War, right? I don't know which Franco-Prussian War.
There's only been one.
Okay. I mean,
So,
anyway. But this is by Herman Lettman.
yeah.
It is an excellent, excellent game. I feel like it's operational.
So, this is where we get into, like, technicalities, I think.
Sure.
Technically, this
Well,
is...
that's why I wanted to bring it, because I knew it would lead
No,
to some
absolutely.
kind of extra discussion.
Because this is... it's the same as this, right?
Agreed.
These are technically, you would say, tactical games from a time scale standpoint, but maybe perhaps not from a unit level standpoint. But you're playing this game, because this game covers 4 days.
Yep.
But within each day, you're playing 1 hour turns. So you have a lot of turns, and in these particular games, that gives you a significant amount of maneuver, and you're looking at it at a level of formation activation. And I think that's where it feels quite operational.
Operational, yeah.
Is you're at this level. I think, so if I think about something like, oh gosh, what's it called? The Blue and Gray Deluxe. Technically, as we're defining this, those would be operational in style, but they don't feel like it.
No, they feel tactical.
Because they're just, I move on my guys, you move on your guys to fight.
Yeah.
In this one, you've got all those additional considerations, like my formation chits that I'm putting in, keep making sure I've got like good order in like my battle lines so that I can issue good commands. All the other crazy stuff that can happen, the different events and the
chits,
outside stuff makes for you have to play this in a similar way that you play Holland 44. Just the way that you think about the game is similar, even though the time scale might be different.
Agree.
But again, that's because you wouldn't, like, armies didn't work the same way, right?
Yeah.
It was like, march, 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 march. Now we have a fight.
Yep.
Instead of, in Stalingrad
fight,
42,
fight,
it's fight, 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 fight,
push,
fight, fight,
push,
fight,
come
fight,
back.
fight,
Yep.
fight, fight.
Yep.
It is the kind of
what
thing
it
that
is.
they're
Yeah.
modeling.
Hell of a game, though. Hell of a
Very,
game.
very good.
So, I think Revolution Games is making another game. It's more blind swords, but it is, I think, covers the Franco-Prussian War.
Interesting.
Herman is designing that one for them.
Isn't someone picking up the second edition of At Any Cost?
I think they, yes, Hexasim.
Hexasim, that's
think.
right. I just found
Yep.
it because
So,
desperately I want more people to play At Any
it's so
Cost.
good.
Also, All Are Brothers by Legion War Games, very similar system,
Yep.
very similar scale, but it's
excellent.
It's a Second Italian War of Independence, I think
Yep.
it was. Unbelievably good. Please go
Yeah.
play that. But it's a very similar scale and feel.
This is one of those games, we talked about playing a half a dozen games next year that we've played in
Yeah,
the past,
you're right.
playing them again and doing a follow-up video. This is one I want to put on that list.
Yeah. No,
Because it was that good.
yeah.
It was that good. Let's go back to World War II. If you want to, let's get because they're the same system, right?
Sure, yeah.
It's just, well,
Loosely.
this one. I'm going to put this one separately. Same designer.
Yeah, and it
Right.
is, I can't remember what the system's called because it's called different things.
Well, I want to say it's Fierce Fight.
That one might be.
This one's called Fierce Fight. I
Yeah,
think. This is
where-
called like the Red Box series.
Yeah, loosely we call them the Red Box series.
A Victory, blah, blah series.
But so these are various different, so yeah.
It's called Fierce Fight.
I think it might be. I can't remember. They have a name, but...
This one's from VUCA.
And
Traces of
these
War.
are the old MMP ones.
Yeah, the gamers.
This is the most recent one from MMP. Came out a few years ago. This is A Victory Awaits. And this is Operation Barbarossa 1941. This is 3 maps. And you have Armor Group North, Armor Group South, Armor
Center.
Group Center. You can set up either all 3, or you can just play 1 map.
Or you could play 6 players.
Yeah, or you can set it up
Split
as a
up
big
the
team game and
commands.
just do it all. But it's chip pull, formation activation, very simple system. I activate more formation. It's all my blue guys. I move them all, and then I fight with them all. We roll on the CRT based on artillery-based combat. That's pretty much the whole game. There are some bombardments from artillery.
These are classic operational games.
Yeah, and
Classic.
What's great is here's my start line. Here's your guys. Those are my victories. I got to go get them.
Yep.
And in Barbarossa, you have balls to the wall. you don't got no choice about it. It is fight, kill, go. You do not have many turns to do this.
Yep.
So it's classic, very defined goals. Here's my units. Go and do it.
Yep.
There's supply. Don't get cut off. You can't afford to do that as the Germans.
Yeah.
Knock it. Don't do that. Traces of War is, I feel like, a little bit of a closer scale.
I think a little bit, yes.
Yeah. These, it's hard to say because these have the markings on them.
Divisions and core.
Yeah. And I think these are like one step up from that. These are like
20 kilometers per hex.
Yeah, and this doesn't say.
Anyway, same designer. This series, Traces of War, Traces of Hubris.
Is there another one as well?
I feel like there's another
I think
one.
there is now. But very, very good quality games. They use the same system, which is effectively a very simple chip pull and then like move and fight activations. Really, really, really good. Anyone can pick these games up and use them and play them. And again, you get very defined goals. Victory Awaits is nice because you frankly don't have that many pieces. You'll have maybe like 8 to 10 formations each, if that. And then each formation has like 5 or 6 pieces in them.
This game only has 300 counters, so it's also...
This one was a 2-mapper, I think it was?
It was, yeah.
And it's literally like, here's my line of guys.
Yep.
Up against your line of guys. And you fight and push, fight and push, fight and push.
Yeah.
And then one of you's got to pull back, reset, and you go again, try to get across that river, try to take those 2 or 3 big victory cities on the other side of the river. That's what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Really, really... And I think that's what I love about these games is I don't got to worry about how to win. How to win is right there, and right there.
We got to take these 5 capitals.
And so all I'm doing is making that happen.
Yeah.
Instead of, I think about something like
2 maps.
Red Dragon, Green Crescent. Mm-hmm. How do you win that game?
I have no idea.
Great question.
It's a great game, though. I have no idea how to win that
But,
game.
like, you can prosecute that any which way you want.
Yep.
When
you can fight in the Middle East a lot. You can fight in the East. You can fight in Taiwan if you want. I mean,
and then it's like, do I fight the air war? Do I focus on the naval? Is it a bit of everything? Whereas Barbarossa,
very structured, very focused.
You pull the shit. Hey, it's these guys. Yep. Go fight with them and move the guys out of the way.
Push them back.
Pull the next shit. Ooh, it's these guys. Go fight the Russians. Get them out of the way. Run up these roads. Cut them off. Go. And I like that focus because it means the game moves along because you're not sat there being like, oh, I don't know what to do. And you're just progressing through the game. You're playing a turn. At the end of the turn, ooh, I've done all this.
Yeah.
Next turn, ooh, didn't make the progress. Yeah. Turn after that, oh, we made big progress again. And then you get a conclusion to the game, and it's really satisfying. And anyone can play these. These are 8 pages of rules. Yeah. Very, very easy to learn and play.
Very solid games too. Tetsuya Nakamura is the designer, and he's really good.
Real smart.
He really knows what he's
smart
doing.
Guy.
I'm going to talk about this one separately.
This is like, okay,
and on its own.
This is Donnerschlag from VUCA Simulations. This is the game that solidified my love for operational games. When we played this start to finish,
3-4 years ago,
it was so good. Yeah. I was like, I get it. Well, I get it, and I like it.
The thing that I love the most about this game is you have objective choices. You literally decide, do I go for A, B, or C? And you're supposed to keep that hidden from your opponent. And the way that plays out over the game, and then the way you have to make a decision about, okay, I have to announce now what my objective is, and then I have to go for it. You have to clap and say Donnerschlag.
Yep. It's in the rules.
It's in the rules. And Donnerschlag in German is just thunderclap.
Yep.
Right? Extremely well done operational war game. Very good, very fun, very interesting. It's just classic. And I very much enjoyed this system and the way that it dealt with The elements from the weather to the terrain, just very, very, very well done. And it's a beautiful production. VUCA just does an excellent job on their games.
Yeah, this is from 22, which was 4 years ago, but that doesn't feel like that long ago, but it kind of is. But it also feels like I played this longer ago.
Yeah.
But I think up until then, like this was like, this is an operational game. Okay. And this is where I was like, I think it really like resolved itself in my mind of like, okay, this is what I love. I adore these. And I was like, oh, that's what I liked about Holland 44. That's what I liked about X, Y, and Z. Because some of these other games that we've played, I was like, yeah, that was a great war game. And after I played this, it finally like cemented in my very thick skull, hey, this is what an operational game looks like start to finish. That's what an operational game is, and you just played it, and you loved it. And then it was almost like a kaleidoscope kind of focusing on all these other games I played, like, oh yeah, that's what I really liked about all those other games that I love. And that's what that means. And so now when I look at an operational game, I'm constantly putting them up against Donnerschlag.
Yeah.
Is it as
I
good
would
as
agree.
this? And that's what I like about it. And this game is a stunner. I absolutely
is.
adore this game.
So if you haven't played Donnerschlag, get yourself a copy. Excellent operational level war game. Let's talk about SCS.
Yes.
Do you have any others, or do we just have these two?
I just have these two here right now.
My favorite SCS game of all time, standard combat series game, is Rostov 41 by Ray Weiss.
Yes.
Probably the first one we played.
Yes.
And I think it had such an impact on me about what an operational level hex encounter war game is. I think it was so well done that I fell in love with this series. And since we have played several of the entries, I've got Ardennes 2 here.
I got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, we've played several of them. It's just a really standard, solid system. It's I go, you go, nothing special, long line of units, move and fight. But it's so classic and so well done that anybody can play them. They are true operational level war games, and there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah, this one operational, this one operational.
That one's a little...
Most North Africa games are like the whole war, because it moved so much that you just kind of do all of that in one game. So this covers a lot more time-wise, but this is an adorable game. It's really, really good. But like these games, very similar to these, the Red Box games. I know that's blue. But where it's 8 pages of rules, probably a page and a half of individual specific rules. I think Ardennes maybe got 2 or 3 because it's a bit bigger. And then you're immediately playing. And the rules are very simple. Do your bombardments, move your guys, shoot your guys, right? You don't have a ton of crazy rules to worry about.
Yeah.
And so you're just doing it. But I think Rostov's great. It's a one mapper. You got to take this place, and this place.
Yep.
And so if this is your very first one, you could do a lot worse, that's for sure. And it's like you do it and you get it done. I really, really enjoyed this one. And
I think my favorite operational series is 40X. I love, but I think my second is SCS. I just think it's that good.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of good games here. I love SCS. I just think it's great. I don't want to get them. I don't want to mix the streams.
I think, speaking of crossing the streams, my favorite operational series is
very, very good.
But the Battalion Combat series.
And we have Inflection Point here, which is the most recent volume, and Brazen Chariots from what, about 5 or 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. Both North Africa, East Front.
Yeah, and I've got Aracourt over there and a few others. And these ones...
We own all 7 of the volumes, even the Arab-Israeli war one that we've never played.
And it's...
Because it's huge.
It's
massive.
huge. Maybe I'll set that up under here and like we'll piss around with it sometime. But... I don't know if technicalities with scale and time frame and stuff, but when you play these also share those hallmarks of these great operational games. Here's my guys. Typically there's, battle lines or formations and they're organized in such a way. You've typically got pretty specific goals you're going after, and you've got to go and clear them out and do the stuff.
Yep.
And they just work so successfully, system-wise, mechanics-wise.
Yeah.
But then the gameplay of it, these two games are so divergent in how they play and the way that they do things, because there's a few different rules changes. But you have the same amount of fun doing them, even though they're quite different from each other. I think about Baptism by Fire all the time.
Yeah.
I think about that game so regularly.
Yeah, Baptism by Fire and Brazen Chariots, I think, were our two first BCS games, and they're both amazing.
I think Arrow Court was the very first one.
Was it the very first? Then we played those other two,
because,
and we just fell in love more and more with the system. The thing I love about this system is to me, it really connects the operational aspect of a system and supply and integrates it into combat. Your combat is based on what type of an activation you had. If you had a full activation through your snafu roll, you can pretty much do what you want.
Yeah.
If you failed it and your supply's not good and you're going to fail that roll because your supply isn't good, or you're crossing streams, or you don't have optimal distance on your baggage train, all of those things lead specifically and directly into how well you can fight.
Yeah.
And I think that is an extremely classic concept of an operational war game.
And I think you compare that to something like the 40X series. Most of those games, here's my supply points at the edge of the board. As long as I can trace back to it, I'm good to go.
Except for the North Africa one.
Which is
very different.
That's got its whole other system on it.
It's got throwing of supply.
It's actually kind of more similar to something like these.
Agree.
But broadly, most of the games we've talked about, supplies don't get cut off.
Yep.
And if you do, it's a disaster. In these ones, it can be disastrous, but there's gradations of that. And that's what this series excels at, is there's lots of other things to consider, but you can sacrifice some of those if you necessarily have to retreat, or you get out of position, or something's going wrong. It's not the end of the world yet. And I love that that's built into this, that has real world effects within the game, that your combat is either much less effective, or you can't do it at all. Lots of things like that, instead of it just being an all or nothing, which most of these other games, that's the case when it comes to supply.
Well, and I also love this series, the Battalion Combat series, because I actually think this is one of the more crunchy game series out there.
Agreed.
But it's made so it's so playable, I don't know that I feel overwhelmed. Now, it was a lot learning that first time.
Yes.
When we broke out Air Court, even though it was smaller and more introductory, it was a lot to learn, from the language to the iconography and the concepts.
It plays very differently to most of your other
than
games.
These other operational games. But I love about this system, the designers, Dean Essig's the originator, and now Carl Fung is kind of the guy that is carrying the torch and doing a hell of a job with all the volumes. We played Danger Forward, the Battalion S3 magazine game, at Buckeye Game Fest, and it was a lark. I mean, it was just great.
Yeah.
Great fun in a very small one map. How many counters were on the board? About 50 total.
Yeah.
40 to 50. 3 turns, and it was amazing. And the narrative that these generates is just amazing.
And that magazine that comes in is a wonderful guide
to the series.
If it's your very first time, buy the magazine, go get that, read it, and then play the game, and then pick up one of these other ones, and you'll be raring to go.
I love the Battalion Combat series.
But yeah, it's a great place to sit within gaming. It fits wonderfully.
The only other game that I brought, and this is probably a one-off, right? It's a...
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like it.
Demyansk Shield, the Frozen Fortress from Legion War Games. This was one of the first kind of operational level war games that we played. My gosh, many years ago. You lived in Brownsburg.
Well, when was 2016?
Yeah. So we played this, and I think immediately I fell in love with operational games. Now, I agree with you. Donnerschlag, 5 years later, we really came to appreciate it. But I remember playing this thinking, this is very different than anything I've ever played.
Yes. So I think what I mean is that I didn't understand that this was an operational game.
No,
when you
I
played
don't
it.
think that I did either. I'm
but-
saying
but
now
af-
with my experience looking back.
After I played Donnerschlag, I was like,
oh, yeah.
that's why you
Yeah.
like Demian's Shield. That's why
Yeah.
because that's what it is.
Yep.
Because this game is extremely defined in how you play it, right?
Yep.
This is the map, beautiful map.
I love the
frigid map, freezing cold map.
Yeah.
But the way that this game is you have a line of guys over here, and you have a circle of guys over here.
Yep.
And you have to get your line of guys to your circle of guys. That's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
You have to go and break out this pocket.
Yep.
Great. I know what I got to do.
Yep.
You have to go and then prosecute that and do it.
Yep.
There's a
And then it's
lot
tough.
of stuff involved in that.
It's tough.
But that's what you have to do.
Yep. I also very much like the scale of this one. I think it's different than some of the other games that we have played or talked about tonight. I mean, you have such interesting little separate units, from Katyusha rockets to ski patrol. I didn't even think there were bicycle units in this one.
Little ski troops.
Yeah, it's just, and the box is really weird. It's near my vent, and I think during the summer it absorbs a lot of moisture, and that's why the box is jacked up.
Well, and it's one of their old ones. It's very thin
very
as well.
But a great game.
Really good game.
I feel like we don't ever talk about this one, and I feel like I had an opportunity to talk about it, and I love this game.
Yeah.
This also is one I would like to propose we potentially revisit.
Yeah, I would be inclined to that too.
There's nothing here that's over the top. Vance von Voorhees is the designer. It's got one tray in it.
But most things in here, at least most of the German infantry units are battalions.
Yeah.
Most of the Russians are a step up from that, so regiments and a few brigades. So that's exactly in line with what we've been talking about. But it's also a pretty, it's a unit dense game.
Yep.
Right, Zockbond is built such that you have like units every other space. This one's like a ton of guys and a ton of guys.
How could I fix this?
I genuinely don't know if you could, but if anyone knows
tape
how,
that down and it would just
probably not.
It's just absorbed.
Because
Anyway,
yeah.
Demian Shield. I just wanted to bring that one up because I just love that game. It's still in my collection, and I want to play that one again. That's one of the 6 that we're going to play next year, and I think I've actually identified 2 of those, At Any Cost and Demian's Shield.
Yeah.
And we're going to have hell of a
And then
time.
we talked about Fields of Despair. I'd like to do that one again.
Absolutely. Great
That's
block war game.
Not an operational game.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, those are some operational games. And you'll be like, but you guys didn't mention OCS.
We didn't mention OCS. We've played 1 or 2 turns of OCS, and that's it. And we actually enjoyed it. We played Smolensk. It's just a big, big game.
We just haven't gotten back to it. That's
We're chickens.
And
right?
there's a billion other games out there that are operational. So let us know your favorite operational
Company
games.
Scale System is another one that we like. Saipan, the Bloody Rock, and the World War III game that we played.
And those are more grand tactical.
They are. You're right.
But
They're so good, though.
they are very good.
Yeah. Anyway, we could go on and on.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite operational games are. Either amongst these or ones we didn't mention. I want to hear them, especially if they're unique things as well.
Yeah.
Because there's games on things I've never even heard of, and I love to hear those in the comments. So appreciate you very much for tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.
And I'm Grant.